Hi, and welcome back to Two Bears Trekking. I am Randy.
And I'm Jonathan. Welcome.
This is the second half of our Lone Tree Dispersed Camping area.
The in-depth part of it.
This is the in-depth video. We normally say this is a short-term commitment because the stay limit is 14 days. However, if you watched our previous video, you'd see that it's not really enforced. And this is an area and a place that you could even stay within your 14 days by changing areas within the 20 or 25 mile radius that it requires.
Absolutely.
By the Bureau of Land Management.
Absolutely.
So, all right. So what this is meant to do is talk a little bit more about this location and our experience. We did stay here on and off over the course of 2.5 months, so we can provide you with a little bit more detail.
Details, in depth. There you go.
What stood out most to you?
There were so many things that stood out. I mean, I liked it. I really enjoyed just being able to get out of the rig and enjoy the location. I mean, you don't do that at a Cracker Barrel. I mean, you don't. Here, there's hiking. Wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, the scenery is just gorgeous. I mean, if you like desert, there's a certain style to a desert. Okay. I mean, you got the sand and it's flat, but this is not flat. You got some beautiful mountains.
Absolutely.
You got wonderful. I mean, we went for 2 or 3 different hikes.
We did. And because it was either too windy or we were busy, we would have gone for more. But also be aware, though, that this is an off-highway vehicle.
Yes, it is.
Area. So there will be people, especially on the weekends, when it is busy. So you do have to be careful of using sort of those road trails, etc. But
listen, keep your ears open. Trust me, you'll hear them coming.
Or you'll see the dust.
Or the dust,
likely.
Yes.
Yeah, so I agree. The scenery and being able to get outside and enjoy the outside.
I loved taking pictures. I really did. I mean, being a photographer that I am, I just enjoyed taking my camera out and just shooting pictures. I mean, as you know, I do have a SmugMug account. I do sell some of the photos that you see behind us. So, check that out down in the description. But, it's just a wonderful place to go for a hike, take some pictures, enjoy a gorgeous sunset. I mean, I love the clouds coming through. It was just...
Yeah, we enjoyed so many amazing sunsets there.
Absolutely.
And I think that's one of the things that kept drawing us back despite some of the downfalls.
Well, that and the internet, but we're not talking about the internet. You can check out the other video. But yes.
So let's jump over. That's a great segue. What was the biggest downfall for you?
The biggest downfall is the cast of characters. I mean, did a video about the cast of characters. We seemed to get all of them there. We really did. And it towards the end of our stays there, we just needed to get out of Dodge. We needed to leave. One, the wind was a bit much towards the end, but you had the generator junkies that you were talking about. The guys that just couldn't help but turn on the generator and run it for hours on hours.
And it wasn't just one.
No, I mean, we had the night generators, we had the day generators.
And we had one major homesteader, but...
I mean, it was interesting because one of the times when we came in at the beginning of one of our stays, the wind had been blowing, so it blew down all their tents. And I thought, well, they might be leaving.
Well, they're going to head out.
Oh, no.
They just brought in more stuff.
More tents, more stuff, more rigs. I mean, it's like, what are they doing here?
Right.
It was just like, I mean, you did feel like, they were going to stake a claim to this part of the...
And in the latter 6 weeks, they did not move.
No.
And so they were gone during the day. So I presume they were working. So maybe it was a short-term situation for them. But unfortunately, it's something we are afraid will, cause enforcement to start taking a closer look. This used to be a hosted camp area,
Mm-hmm.
but there was no host on duty at all, and it doesn't look like there has been in recent times.
Mm-hmm.
So it is kind of like the Wild West,
Mm-hmm.
literally out there.
Right. Well, there's also that other guy that had the tent. It was just the tents and his 3 umbrellas. I mean,
Right.
I felt like that guy wanted to be out there and live simply.
Yes.
You know, I mean, he had a job or something. He left during the day, came back at night. You know,
And there were schoolies of
Mm-hmm.
various sizes, and they had their spot, and they take off to get stuff and come back.
right.
Now, we mentioned in our summary video where we reviewed, there is a lower area
Mm-hmm.
and an upper area. The upper
Mm-hmm.
area sits a bit on a hill, which is
Right.
nice.
Yes.
So you get great cell service and you have great views and
Mm-hmm.
great sunsets.
Mm-hmm.
And the lower area, it is a bit steep to get down there. With our 45 feet, in towing, I did not feel comfortable. But where we are now, maybe in our shorter configuration,
We might consider it.
we might consider
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
And that brings a whole different dynamic, because
Yes.
the people who are trying to sort of, quote unquote, as we've joked, hide out,
Mm-hmm.
will go down there. So it creates
Mhm.
an entire different dynamic. We had a lot of people who were just staying for the night or 2 nights
Mm-hmm.
come through on the upper area, and there's a lot of ruts. So yeah, it's a little bit
Well,
challenging.
there's also cliff banks, and you need to be careful
yes.
with the cliff banks. They have signs up and everything, but there are abrupt edges. And when I say edges, it's more than an edge. It's a cliff.
yes.
If you get too close, you'll either break off and you'll be stuck or something. Yeah, need to keep that in mind.
Well, and speaking of cliffs, I love the guy here who was like leveled, like,
Oh.
and he was I got it. He was trying to make the best of
It's like, how high can you jack that up, man?
exactly. I was
It's
like,
like,
that thing's gonna
woo!
tip.
Whoa, that goes high. Yeah, it was crazy.
So, but the thing I also liked is this is not only located near a lot of hiking opportunities. You can also pop into Lake Havasu City, and you can see our Lake Havasu City video, things to do, close to conveniences. But you can use this as a base for some longer trips. And out to the Grand Canyon is about 225 miles or so. Vegas is only 150 miles away. You can do the Hoover Dam while you're up there.
Spend some money.
Spend some money that you're saving by boondocking. You can also head out to Palm Springs or over to Phoenix, about 200 miles. So within 2 to 3 hours, there's lots of stuff. And we're going to give you a little insider tip. If you're looking for cheap fuel in this area, right up in Bullhead City.
Yes.
Is where your cheap fuel is at. And when you look at the price differential, you will be shocked. So we're not going to tell you. But if you don't use the Gas Buddy app, do use that.
Absolutely.
And get your fuel there in Bullhead City. You will save a lot of ching.
Absolutely. Ching ching.
So would you go back here again?
I would absolutely go back here again. Now, of course, by going back, it will be interesting to see how the people are, the cast of characters. And that would really determine if I'd stay or not. But for the most part, yes, I would go back.
I agree. And we checked out lots of boondocking locations, both south and north of Lake Havasu City. There is a similar area to the south that was a former quarry, sort of gravel pit. And we did stay there a couple of nights. We found it to be less appealing than Lone Tree. So, check it out if you're in the area.
Absolutely.
Even if you want to spend it, because the weather's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. Beautiful.
In the winter, except for the wind and the occasional very warm days as it gets closer to April, May.
Right.
Check it out. Let us know what you think. Have you been there? Have you been to other places?
Comment below. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know and let our viewers know. And as always, like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and of course,
keep on trekking.